Evan,
I'm going to move this one.
you're all muted, I know, but I see you. I hear you. Shabbat shalom to
Shabbat
the
shalom, Rabbi.
Marcuses. Shabbat shalom to the Richters, Marlene, Maria, the Kaplans.
Hi, Bronstein.
Hello, Bronsteins.
All right.
And everybody on Facebook who
Should
is
be up.
another screen that I don't see, but I know you're there too.
Yeah.
Hi, Joan.
I just want to go to the part where I pinned us at the top there. So we are officially live on Facebook, and I'm going to.
I like the other one. I like the other one. It's time. That's all.
We're going to give it a minute or two, and then we're going to start our service.
Go.
No, 1 second. All right, hang on. I'll be right back.
It's blurry when I get close, right?
Where are you? Could you like turn it a little bit so I can be in it too?
Right.
I can't see my head yet. There you go. All right.
What's the one there?
This is yours or mine?
So I think we're going to mute everyone. And Cantor's going to give me a thumbs up.
Just wait 1 second for Anne.
We're waiting 1 second for Anne.
Yep.
And you'll give me a thumbs up.
Yep.
We're good?
Mhm.
Are we good? Shabbat shalom, friends. Good to-
Shabbat shalom, Rabbi.
It's good to be with you virtually. If you're not muted, we're going to try to mute you.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. And I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we're able to be together during these precarious times. Shabbat feels as important as ever. Give ourselves a break. Give ourselves a chance to step back. We're living with stress. We're living with pressure and anxiety. We're living with a lot of unknown. And Shabbat is the opposite of all of those things. Shabbat is predictable, comforting, melodies we know, prayers we know and love, a ritual that we and our people have come back to through the ages. And so that's what we'll do now. Even through our various screens, we're going to give ourselves the gift of Shabbat now. I want to thank all of our tech helpers who are making tonight possible. And our Cantor is with us, of course, and you're all with us. We're going to have a Shabbat service welcoming a day of rest and saying goodbye to what has been another long week. And we begin, as we always begin, with a little bit of music, a little bit of song. You should see the words right in front of you on your screen. You don't need a book. As we sing together, Hine Ma Tov.
Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
Our blessing over the Shabbat lights helps us to remember that there is light in our world and that there is light in our lives. We bring in the warmth of our Shabbat lights as we bless our lights together, followed by our Shabbat Kiddush. We invite you to join us as you sing at home.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת. And we continue with our Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri agapen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'rachavanu, b'shabbat kodsho b'ahava u'b'ratzon hingilanu. Zikaron למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תפילה למקראי קודש, זכר לסיעת מצרים. כי באנו אחר כך, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים. בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקודש השבת. אמן. חיים.
As is our custom on these Friday nights, we offer a blessing for our children and our grandchildren who, even if they're not seated by our side at this very moment, we do pray together for their health and their well-being. We have a blessing first for our daughters and our granddaughters. And if you are near your daughter or granddaughter, even if you're not near your daughter or granddaughter, you can join me. The words are on the upper right of your page. Yisimech Elohim Kesara Kerivka Kerachel V'Chelea. May God inspire you to live like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. And if you're with a son or grandson, you can bless them by your side, or you can bless them from afar as we say, Yisimcha Elohim K'Ephraim V'Chimenashe. May God inspire you to live like Ephraim and Menashe. Our service will continue as we welcome the Sabbath bride, which we do every week, in singing Lecha Dodi. We join tonight in verses 1, 8, and 9.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. שמות ושפות בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, ושמו תפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוסי, ואת אדוני תריצי. על יד איש ודיברתי, ונשמחה ונגילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת כלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נתאבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נתאבלה.
This is our moment when we're in services in our sanctuary where we wish each other Shabbat Shalom. So you can do that in the chat. And maybe what you can also do, in addition to wishing our community Shabbat Shalom, maybe in the chat put some good news. We love and need good news these days. So tell us in the chat some good news that you would like to share with us as our service continues with our call to worship, Baruch Hu, as we sing together.
Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam vaed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Our service continues with our song of freedom, Micha Mocha, during this Passover holiday when we're meant to be especially mindful and thankful for our freedom and the many freedoms that we have as we vow to continue to work for greater freedom and greater peace in our world as we sing together as our ancestors did so long ago.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נטע בקודש, נורתי לא תוסיף פלא, נורתי לא תוסיף פלא. מלכות קראו בניך, וקיעו יוני בראשם, זה עלינו ואמרו, זה עלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
I've been talking the last few weeks about this Hashkivenu prayer as maybe a prayer that resonates with us in a new way during this time of quarantine and certainly anxiety. The Hashkivenu prayer is fundamentally a prayer that has God watch over us as we lay down each night, that we might rise up anew in the morning. And therefore it acknowledges that really nothing is guaranteed, that tomorrow is not guaranteed, but that with faith, with a sense of belief that tomorrow will come. And not only will come, but will be a good day, a fundamentally good day. That tomorrow can be a day of sun and light and peace and possibility. Hashkivenu, I think, speaks to us in all of these ways and urges us to hold on tight to the very idea of a better tomorrow. So I'll invite you to join me as we say together, give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence, we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Continue now with our tefillah, this most central collection of prayers that connects us to the lives and the story of our patriarchs and matriarchs, grounding us in our past, our tradition, granting us perspective and wisdom and guidance, all of which we so need right now as we join together.
Adonai sifatai titaku fiaki teilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips and my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imoteinu. Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. האל הגדול הגיבור הנורא, אל עליון ומלך חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרא שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מקיים כל עטרה להושיע, מוריד אתה. מקלקל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, צומק נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו בשני עפר, Mashiach Yeshua, B'nei Hayot Achul, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechayeh Apol. Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh U'Kedoshim B'Kol Yom Yalelucha Selah. Baruch Atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. We'll continue now with a prayer for healing, acknowledging that there are so many in our lives in need of healing, so many in our community, so many in our broader world in need of healing. We live amid a pandemic which has managed to reach into every last corner of our world. And even if we're not affected directly, every one of us has been affected indirectly. And so we pray tonight in the name of healing. And we pray that those who are sick, ill, hurting might be brought once more to a place of wholeness and healing. And in the very same breath, we pray together in the name of doctors and nurses and caregivers who are really right on the front line, putting themselves specifically in harm's way for the betterment of our society and for the health of all. If there's a name you'd like to add as we prepare to recite Misha Berach, you can do so in the chat, or you can hold that name in your heart. As a congregation, we pray on this night for Ileana Cohn, Rick Ulrich, Shirley Lewis, Lynn Romsberg, Amy Martyr, Millie Rosenfeld, Roxanne Forth, Jerry Dreskin, Bruce Berkowitz, Ann Marsden, and Stephen Trombecki. Along with the names that you are holding at this moment, and all those in need of healing around our world, we sing together Misha Berach, our prayer for healing.
Misha Berach Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov. Misha Berach Imotenu, Sarorim Alea Berachah. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your. May the pain and loneliness we're feeling be diminished by the power of your love. Bless us with a vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith, show us the way. Misha Berach Avotenu, Misha Berach Imotenu. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well.
We'll pause now for a brief moment for the sake of our own personal and silent prayers.
Oseh Shalom Imroma Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al kol Israel ve'al kol Yoshvei Tevel Vaymeru Amen Vaymeru Amen Oseh Shalom Imroma Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'imru Amen Yaseh Shalom Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael 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 Yaseh Shalom Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael.
Shabbat Shalom again, everybody. It's good to be with all of you. How are we? Are we all right? Thumbs up. We're doing our best. We are doing our best. I wanted to say just a word or two about Passover, about Shabbat, about the state of our world at the moment. I noted earlier this week the idea that we Jews have found a way to persevere, that in every generation, we've found a way to mark Passover. And we have some extraordinary stories of Jewish communities marking Passover in some incredibly dire circumstances, really throughout history. And there is a commitment, a level of dedication to our tradition, to our people, to our prayer book, to our Torah. Yes, when all is smooth and easy and life is good, but maybe especially when life is particularly hard. And right now, I think we can all agree that life has been hard, that there's a lot about life that is hard right now. Hopefully there's also joy in your life and joy in your home, and that we have blessings that we can come back to. But life is, in a lot of ways, really very difficult right now. One of the stories that I came across recently in the Talmud, a rather well-known story from Tractate Shabbat, which many of us are studying right now, is about a rabbi named Shimon Bar Yochai, and how he and one of his students sort of pushed back against Roman rule. And this was many centuries ago in Israel. And because they push back against Roman rule, right away their lives are put in danger. And they have no choice, therefore, but to go and to hide. And they go and they hide together in a cave, we're told, the rabbi and his student, Shimon Bar Yochai. And we are told that they live in this cave together, the two of them, for 12 years. It's unclear how historically accurate this story is, but that's how the story goes, that they live in this cave for 12 years, totally cut off from the world. And we're also told that even while they were living in this incredible setting, they managed to sort of keep Jewish life and to hold on to tradition. And so 12 years means what? 12 Passovers, 12 Hanukkahs, who knows how many hundreds of Shabbats that they celebrated together. They managed to hold on tight to Jewish tradition year after year, even when it was so challenging to do so. And so there, the message for us is we can be inspired and moved by the people who had it much harder than we have to hold on to our Jewish faith and tradition, especially now. That's message one. But the second part of the story is also, I think, very telling. So 12 years come and go, and finally, it's all clear and they're able to emerge from their cave. I will just say, I really, really hope we're not quarantined for 12 years. That would be bad. We won't be. After 12 years, they emerged from their cave to a new world, a world that they don't understand, and a world that they are suddenly very judgmental of. Right here, they were living in this cave, in a lot of ways, an incredibly simplified world, no distractions, an ability to focus exactly on what matters, or at least what mattered to them. And suddenly they emerged into this complicated, complex, rather messy world. And we find the rabbi being very judgmental with a lot of commentary about this world. So what's the takeaway for us? By the way, that need not be a rhetorical question. You can put some comments in the chat. But the takeaway for us is during this difficult time of transition, a time of new reality, a time of adjusted schedules, everything new, everything different, everything maybe daunting right now, we should go to our best selves. We should go to our purest selves, not to a place of judgment, not to a place of blame, but to a place of togetherness and wholeness and support of one another. How are we supporting the people in our lives? How are we supporting the people in our community? Are we being kind to the people around us, our extended community, our extended family? So I think it's a good story, and it works really in any sort of circumstances, but especially now it feels like that story resonates. The idea that they held on to Passover in spite of it all, and then they emerged in this way that we can also learn from today. That's our story for this Shabbat, which I get to share with you, not from a cave, but from my home. So we're going to continue with our service, and we're going to do so by turning together to our Aleinu, which brings us close now to the end of our service as we join together.
Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתקנו לעשה בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
We do think now at this important point in our service of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those who we have drawn into our hearts with our own. Zichronam livracha, may their memory always be for a blessing. And we remember at this time those taken from our congregational family in most recent days. Susan Fesnack, wife of Raymond Fesnack, mother of Mindy and Abraham Masri, Zachary and Erica Fesnack, grandmother of Eliana and Leah. David Preiser, cousin of Jill Schlesinger. Bruce Kay, uncle of Mitch Kay. Paul Barrett's, grandfather of Daniel Barrett's, great-grandfather of Ethan and Noah. Sid Jaffe, cousin of Karen Grossman. Steve Ravitz, a longtime friend of Adatha Manuel and our community. And Barbara Michelson, mother of Cheryl and John Makopoulos, grandmother of Evan and Alex. As well, we recall at this time those whose yahrzeit we mark this Shabbat. Rose Altman, Jack Bram, Philip Cohn, Esther Goldstein, Hal Herman, Ann Hirsch, Mary Katz, Julius A. Levine, Mary Longer, Herman Lustig, Esther Miller, Arlene Morris, Rose Osler, Harry Rosen, Herman Safran, M. Murray Schwartz, and Shirley Siegel. To those names, we add the many who we've lost by virtue of the coronavirus over this past week, the many names you hold in your heart at this moment, and those names you would care to add to the chat at this time. As we join together in the hallowed words of Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish, thanking God for the gift and the blessing of life itself. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalmad divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon of yomechon u'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agalal v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mivarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata tamiran v'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav v'yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, as together we can say amen. We are just about at the end of our service. Just a couple of announcements. Continue to watch your email and Facebook as we continue to bring you content and substance and ideas to help you through this time. We will have a Shabbat morning service tomorrow at 10 a.m. on Facebook Live, led by me. I would love to see you there. And tomorrow night, also on Facebook, our Cantor Sandy, will lead Havdalah at 7. So we'd love to see you in those places. We have much more coming your way in the coming days. And also, of course, not that we're there yet, but be on the lookout for announcement regarding our end of Passover service, which is just a few days away. Thank you to everyone who helped to make this service possible. It's really, really good to see your faces and to be with you and that we can spend this time together. We need this. This is good medicine. How about a Passover themed closing song? Yes?
Yes.
We'll sing together Dayenu. Please join us.
And a quick thank you to Herb Malamut for making these recordings for us. So we have a little piano accompaniment. We're going to start with Mi Mitzrayim. Let me hear you.
Shabbat shalom.
Everyone.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Shalom.
And Sandy.
Help Julie.
Hi, David.
Shabbat shalom, man.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom, everybody.
Stay healthy, stay
Shabbat
safe.
shalom, Mom.
Good job, Sandy. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Rob Love.
Shalom.
Love you guys. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
Hi, Orly. Be well.
Shabbat shalom. Be well, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Heard you, Diana.
Isn't that nice? Great.
So cool.
Shalom, Gail.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom to
Here,
you.
how's your mom?
See you all.
Or not?
Orly.
Shabbat shalom.
Great to see you.
Pumpkins.
Shalom, bud.
Cool.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom, bud.
All right.
Michael.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
I see the Treskis.